Sorry. I'm trying to be kind, okay. So this is my friend Yun Sing. Do you want to explain the situation with Cambridge right now?
So what I got is a conditional offer, which means that my place in Cambridge will be confirmed once I achieve the grades, the minimum requirements that they set for me.
What is the minimum requirement for you this year?
A star, AA.
For now, you have your AS results, right? Your
Yep.
AS results was?
There's no A star in AS, so it's A's all.
All 4 A's. So currently she has that and she needs to prove her A2. Then she'll be officially accepted into Cambridge. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, good. I think that some people that are watching this might be people that are still in the process of deciding if you want to study overseas or you want to do it locally. I would like to start this video by saying that, in my opinion, doing it locally, there are benefits, but there are also like different things that you can experience overseas that we can't. In the future, you're planning to pursue your career in your country, in Malaysia. You might as well start your university life in your country locally so that you can build your network around the people that would actually be surrounding you in the future.
So for context, we are law students, and what Shu Han said about wanting to build your career locally and hence pursuing your possibly law degree locally is very true, but also there are a lot of nuances that different people who want to pursue different occupations have to take into account. So a really good example is for lawyers in Malaysia. It is a consensus around law firms in Malaysia. If your end goal is to become a court-going lawyer, then it is best if you pursue your degree locally. The best example would be University of Malaya. Their graduates have the most advantages when they want to be employed as a court-going lawyer. But if, say, you are not interested in being a court-going lawyer and you're more interested in the corporate aspect of law, commercial law, corporate law, it's actually a fair game. There's no necessary advantage pursuing your degree locally has over pursuing your degree abroad. And there's even some that say that pursuing a degree abroad would have more advantages over someone who pursues their law degree locally if you want to be a corporate lawyer. The reason behind that is about local knowledge. How firms actually really value the local law knowledge that students have if you want to be a court-going lawyer. That's quite important for employers. I would definitely recommend that whatever job or career you want to go, you have to do thorough research on not just the occupation that you want to go into or the field you want to go into, but what kind of lawyer you want to be, what kind of insert occupation you want to be. And it's different for everything. It's not like you can just find information online. A lot of times you have to do networking, you have to ask around, so really value your connection. So as for why studying overseas, there are benefits over studying locally. It still depends on the course you want to do, but for law is simply put a course of thought and structure. So for a course of thought and structure, you can see the vast difference between pursuing a degree overseas and pursuing a degree locally. The materials that you receive, the way the lecturers teach, the way the school in itself structures the curriculum, structures the academia aspect of what you want to pursue is very different. And I know a lot of people say this about not putting too much emphasis on the QS rankings, which is the university rankings, the league tables, but they do matter when it comes to comparing a university in the top 10 and a university in the 50s. Not saying that a university in the 50s is not good, but there is a difference and there's a reason behind that, and you should look into it.
I mean, I think another way to put it is that it's not the key aspect that will bring you to success to get into a school like Oxford or Cambridge. It's more like a stepping stone that would elevate you in the future.
Yeah, definitely.
It will like
In terms of employability, in terms of connections, in terms of the people you meet there, it's going to benefit you a lot. Let's not talk about the external things, even the internal things. What I'm trying to say is that the academia in each different university is also vastly different. So how Oxbridge structure their classes are very different from how UCL structure their classes or how LSE structure their classes. It's why Oxbridge is so freaking expensive.
That's why she got a scholarship, okay? She has a scholarship to cover that.
You really have to give a lot of thought into whether or not you want to apply overseas, and additionally whether or not you want to apply to Oxbridge, because just check out the course structure, see if it fits you. But I would say that their course structure is tailored to try to give you the best experience when learning. And since law is a course of thought and structure, a lot of people say that studying law, you're not studying to become a lawyer, but you will realize that throughout the 3 years of your degree, you have become a better person in terms of
even
your rationality and in terms of, presenting arguments, in terms of just critical thinking. It's definitely different. Something that is not so easily obtained in local universities, but I'm not saying that local universities are not good, it's just very different. Well, also another thing to take into account is, again, the career that you're pursuing and the conditions that industry is currently in your country and the overseas countries. So a very good example that our friend Janelle, who was doing her A-levels in the UK, she's gonna study medicine, and they're saying that the UK, they need doctors. It's undersupplied, underfunded. And most graduates, before they even graduate, they have already secured a job.
Spilling the tea.
But in Malaysia, the job market for doctors are very saturated, right?
Yeah.
So it could be that graduates have to sit at home unemployed for years before they can even secure housemanship. Yeah, these are just different things that you have to take into account. But
if you're a law student, then actually you don't have to worry about that. The employability rate, I think, in Malaysia is equally saturated.
And I know what a lot of you are thinking, right? Another thing that you really have to take into account when you want to study abroad is, of course, finances.
Finance, sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Money.
Yeah,
Finance.
the money. I think a vast majority of your viewers will think that this is an option for the rich people, right? Like, only rich people get this choice. And that's true to a very large extent, because even with scholarships, spaces are very limited in Malaysia. But if you think you're a minority here, that's not the case at all. The fees for studying abroad, especially for law, is very expensive. After conversion rate times 5, more than 5, it's very expensive. So you're definitely not the minority. I've thought about this. Even an upper middle class person might not be able to afford to go abroad. It's quite difficult, and the odds are really stacked against us, not because of your ability, but because of the country we're in and the situation we're in, the conversion rates, all of that. Only a minority can ever get abroad, but if you really want to do it, there are ways that you can do it. There are scholarships, and if you feel like you want to do it and you think you can, you should definitely work for it, because the experience will be worth it, the payback will be worth it. The effort that you put in, I don't know if the effort that you put in will be worth it or not, because I'm not through with it yet, but I hope it's worth it.
Okay, so now we're gonna talk about her experience with the UCAS process.